EA announced that they have made a deal to make 3 new games based on Marvel properties. Obviously, we know that there is the Iron Man game coming at coming down the line, and there is a single player open world Black Panther game also coming down the line. Neither of these have been like officially announced, I don't think, or maybe the Iron Man one was. The Iron Man one was, but sorry. We've got at least 3 Marvel games coming, with one of them being a complete mystery. What do you think? 3 new Marvel games, single player games from EA. What do you think about are you excited for that? So I'm sorry, I'm like interrupting myself. What do you think? Are you excited for this?
Yeah, I mean, if it's a good game, do you think one of these would be a Guardian sequel? Does that count?
Well, that wouldn't be EA, would it? Would be...
Who did that?
So that was Eidos Montreal, who used to be Square Enix, but they got bought, and now they're under...
oh, okay. Well, never mind then.
Embracer.
I think it could be potentially good. It could be potentially horrible. It really kind of depends on the games and the studios that are going with it.
The problem is it's EA, right? Like, they have such a shady track record in terms of like making quality stuff and supporting it.
Yeah, like Motive. Like, what has Motive done recently? Like, they are doing Dead Space remake, right?
They're doing the Dead Space remake. They did Star Wars Squadrons. I think they did Star Wars Battlefront too.
Okay,
which isn't like so they're not bad. They're not batting very well.
So I think really how I feel about this game depends on how the Dead Space remake is. And even that's not like, that goes back to the idea that this isn't quite an original game, which I think scares me a little bit when I'm thinking about like, is this going to be something I care about and like and love? I will play it. I'm a shameless Marvel fan. It's got to be better than Marvel's The Avengers, which is a very low bar. So if it's not, something happened there. So, if it is a little bit better than the Marvel's Avengers, heck, if it's the same, I will be okay with it.
Yeah, I guess. I guess.
Well, I mean, did you play that single player yet?
No.
They're literally going to give you $5 if you download it. It's like like there would be a knock on the door. And
is that true?
No, but wouldn't that be funny?
No. Oh, okay, I see.
Like,
I was like, well, if it's $5, yeah, whatever.
Because it used to be $60 was too much. It used to be that it was too much when it was on Game Pass and
it's on Game Pass now, right?
Yeah, so it's still too much. So if they give you $5, would that be the thing? It's a 10-hour story maybe, and like,
we're gonna talk about it, but like, Gotham Knights. Enough said. Like,
it's got maybe. I would assume that I haven't played Gotham Knights yet. I could be speaking out my ass. But I think that Marvel's The Avengers is a better story, and how they make you switch through the characters is a much better way about going about that than it would be in Gotham Knights.
I can't say because I haven't played it. I don't know.
I mean, from what I watched you play.
Yeah, I don't know.
On our bonus episode
this
from
is
last
like
week.
This is just like what is the prettiest shit, you know what I mean? Like,
I would still beg to say that the single player story is a good story.
Yeah. I know that you
and the problem with Marvel, everything wrong with the Avengers has to do with the games as service model of it, and just the repetition of it. Though there is still an okay game under there. So
well. Yeah, okay, so by the way, EA Motive has worked on Star Wars Battlefront 2, Star Wars Squadrons, Dead Space remake, and then this Iron Man game. I think you're totally right about like how Dead Space comes out will be pretty telling for these games. Obviously they have a template to work off of with Dead Space, like the original Dead Space, but like that's how I feel about this. Like, I don't know. Like, I hope it's good. I think if you nail that flying in Dead Space, that is very similar to the Iron Man flying. But we'll see. I thought, was that?
Weren't they also talking about the Black Panther game? Isn't that something that was rumored from EA?
Yes. So that's rumored. It's not confirmed in the way that I think the Iron Man game is. But I don't think that is coming from. I don't think we know who's working on that. Oh, we do know that like it. This is like all conjecture. It's not like confirmed or anything. But people are saying that Kevin Stevens, who used to be top brass at Monolith Studios, what was Monolith working on? Were they?
It's another one of those game studio names, Monolith.
Is it Monolith Soft? Yeah, okay. The Shadow of Mordor stuff, I think. Yeah, they're working on the Wonder Woman stuff right now. I could be wrong.
Wonder Woman's DC, Peter. I know that much. Hey, speaking of which, is Josh, our man in the chair, listening right now? Has there ever been a DC Marvel crossover with Wonder Woman fighting Black Panther? I will wait for your response.
He's probably leaning back in his chair right now, being like, let me think. That is too deep a question for my little brain. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I have said before that like I find superhero video games to be like very hit or miss. I think they tend to have one really good mechanic, and that's the stuff that I really like. But I oftentimes find that their main mechanics are like their combat stuff, and those leave a little bit to be desired for me. Like the Spider-Man stuff, like I don't think the combat in that's very fun. Like I think the thing that really gets me about that is the swinging and the momentum of it all, and like exploring that city. I think that's really, really fun. Whereas the just like moment to moment, like time to punch guys, like just doesn't really work for me in the same way that it does in like Arkham games and whatnot. Which those games I think struggle from the open world stuff. Like I don't think that those are great to explore, but who knows? Maybe the Iron Man game will be the thing that saves it, and maybe the Black Panther will then even be better than that. But then we got another third one coming up down the lines, but who knows what that is?
It's gonna be Howard the Duck.
I'd play it.
It'd probably be really awesome, like a little platformer game.
At least that's completely different, right? Like I wouldn't know what to expect from that. Whereas like with both of these games, I kind of like, not to knock them or anything before we've even seen them, but like I kind of feel like I know exactly what they're going to be already.
Like you would assume that a Howard the Duck game would be better than Balan Wonderworld.
One would assume that, yes.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but who knows?
I hope that the Iron Man game is rated M. It won't be because it's Marvel and because they like have to go for like broad appeal. But like if it was rated M and leaned more into like the more mature stuff in that first Iron Man movie about like Tony Stark being a complete mess of a human being and like shooting people with real ass weapons, because like Marvel, I think as it has gotten broader, like. That first Iron Man movie, you've got like a guy like running in front of the camera, lit on fire by a flamethrower, right? Like screaming and then like falling onto like a crate of weapons and then exploding. Like that movie was like intense, right?
I mean, they were generic terrorists, so you're not supposed to feel bad for them burning alive in front of you, I guess.
And like he shows up and he just flies into a war zone, right? And like he just has like little guns coming out of his legs, and he's just like at all these people, right? And then now it's just like he just has like generic like my blasters. You know what I mean?
Do you remember in Iron Man 2 when Justin Hammer, is that his name? That's his real name?
Yes, it is.
Okay, when Justin Hammer is like testing out the other ones, and they show like the footage of the other country doing it, and he like gets in the
and he like turns all the way around.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Like whenever you die in the game, it's like a realistic death animation of like body physics in the Iron Man suit. You just get in weird ways. Ugh.
I think if they lean more into something like that, I would potentially be a little bit more interested, because like that would be a fresher take. I know that the whole idea of like R-rated superheroes at this point is sort of like passe with not passe is maybe the wrong word, but like a little bit more commonplace with things like Deadpool or The Boys or Invincible, or whatever else, right? But like it would be an interesting video game, because I feel like that is not something that's really in games a lot. But again, it's Marvel, so I would doubt that they would do that, but whatever.